and Dua Lipa is God.
Yeah. She wrote the New Testament. Did you not know?
Yeah. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone, welcome to Millennial Mate. My name is Rod. I'm the host of this podcast, this Rodcast, as some of you have called it. The Rod Squad out there. Appreciate you all for listening. But
Broad Squad.
I know.
We
Broad
can
Squad.
combine them.
We can. Well, speaking of, I have today, you heard the voice, or you see her right now, Maddie, Bad Broadcast.
Hello.
Hello. Maddie, where did you get the name Bad Broadcast?
You know what? It was the very first thing I thought of. I didn't even know what it was going to be. I thought of this name. It was like the middle of 2019. And I was like, I'm going to hold on to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to that. I don't know what it is. I wanted something kind of versatile, something that I could do, like I could change out bad. Like I could do like the baking broadcast or something. Like I wanted something a little bit. And then I realized that I could use broad as like a term for woman. So I could be like bad broad.
I didn't even put together that it wasn't for women. It was just, meant broad, like you talk about many things.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I did that. And then, and it's like, I can't name anything ever again because I really like this name. And I'm like, this is the only thing I've ever named that I'm like, I stand by this 100%.
Yeah.
I keep I had old Instagrams and stuff. And I'm like, why did I name them that? But that broadcast, I can get down with it.
And you have a loyal following.
They're a little kooky.
And we love kooky.
I love them. I
love
them.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
They, and you lifestyle, you talk.
Yes.
You talk.
We do lifestyle.
I
kind of started it as a kind of, it was mid 2020. So I was like, I'm kind of done with the positivity stuff. Let's start complaining. So I started off with worst, and I still do a lot of listener submitted stuff. So I do worst in-law stories, worst roommate stories, bad travel stories. I do a bunch of different stuff. But then as my following's grown and it's basically all women from 25 to 35, I'm like, oh, we all like the same stuff. So I do pop culture deep dives, Lindsay Lohan, I do chick flick stuff, all of that. Yeah. So we're basically a match made in heaven, you and I.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why everyone has been excited.
Yeah.
For us.
Match made in millennial heaven.
We were about to break the internet.
We are.
Kim Kardashian, Paper Magazine.
This is the most anticipated interview of 2022.
Exactly. Can I ask your opinion on something? This is a piece of advice I didn't even know how to answer. Someone asked me, how do you deal with toxic positivity?
I if it's at me or if I see it, which
let's say, for example, in the workplace. I don't know if you've worked a corporate job.
I've worked a lot of random different jobs, and with toxic positivity, this is a good question. You didn't know how to answer it?
No, I didn't. Is it because we all hate it, but it's almost like we have to like it.
We have to
because how are you going to shoot down someone for being positive?
Yeah, you know what I just have accepted. And this goes for everybody who's obsessively positive or things like that. I just have to tell myself that they're doing their best. That's what they think is the best thing for this. And you kind of got to put blinders on and just say, you know what, that works for them.
Yeah.
It's getting them through. They're coping. I think it's a major coping mechanism. Yeah. For me, it feels avoidant to be overly positive.
Right.
I need to accept the reality of what's going on.
Yeah.
But if it's around me, I put up a little boundary and just say, I have to not listen to that. They're doing their best. It doesn't work for me, but I can't speak for everybody.
There's nothing.
That's kind of where I go.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than having an experience with someone and you are going through it. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going through it.
Are we going through it, Rod?
Sister, I'm going through it.
We might be.
We might be going through it. Let's go on this road together. Yes. We should do a road trip. Let's do it.
I'm on the road.
I just bought a car. We can go on a road trip.
Did you? What car did you buy?
A Jeep.
Oh,
yeah. My dad always had Jeeps. And so it was nice to...
That's going to be my present to myself once I get through my rough patch. I'm going to buy myself a car.
Yeah. I was just talking to Allie where it's or is it you I was talking to? I don't remember. You think you hit rock bottom, you just keep going.
Oh, yeah. The floor falls out. Yeah. I used to be I'm hanging on by a thread. And then I was like, I let go a long time ago.
But there's nothing worse than that. And it's you just need someone to be yeah, you're going through. It's no, nothing is as bad as it seems. I'm
yeah.
Brother, my life is in shambles. It's we need to just accept this and move. And that's not, I need a friend and I have friends like that, but I also need the friend who's yeah, this sucks.
Yes. I feel I love a balance. When I am going through something hard, I have my, core best friends who are yeah, this is really hard. You're doing a good job, but it doesn't mean it's not hard. Just keep going. Like I said this earlier, that I'm on a minute by minute. I got through this minute. Okay, let's do the next minute. And then after that, if we make it, we'll do the next one.
That's great. Yeah. Like we were growing up day by day. It was the phrase, but I like minute by minute more. It's like, cause minutes are happen so fast, or they could go by so slowly. Yeah, especially when you're recording a podcast on your own. When I do my solo episodes, I'm like, man, this is an hour, and I look down to 10 minutes. Like,
I know. If I can get like a really hefty intro in, kill like 12 minutes. I'm like, yes, I did it. I got so much done.
Or working, it's like, what? Man, I'm closing my laptop. What a full day at work, and it's like 9:30. It's like, oh, okay, I got another 7.5 hours to go.
When did you start doing this full time?
I'm not anymore. Content. I did for a little bit. So I quit in my last job in March 2020 because I had this opportunity to go to Italy and film a campaign for a month, which I'm like, yeah, I'm famous, and I'm like, and then did COVID hit while you were there? No, it was 2021. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, March 2020, and you went to Italy, Rod.
Time is fake. Yeah, and I'm like, you know where I'm going to go right now? The hot spot. Yeah.
You know what I would love to do? Get stuck overseas.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I need right now is to risk it all.
No, literally.
For this mystery pandemic.
Fall is finally here, which means schedules are getting a lot more hectic. I know that I am having a really hard time making time for myself. And the easiest thing for me to do when that happens is to turn to takeout or to just order something online and have it delivered, like a full meal, and that can get really expensive. And instead, I've been using EveryPlate delivery. It's 58% cheaper than your average fast casual meal, and you can always feel good about what you're eating. The ingredients are really good and really tasty meals. And with food prices at the grocery store going up as well, I can count on EveryPlate to be a great value week after week. You can get exactly what you want. Now you can swap proteins and sides or add a protein to a veggie dish to crush every single craving and make sure you're getting what you need in your diet. And it makes it easy to choose options because on their menu you can include quick and easy, meat and veggie, just veggie, family friendly, so you can have whatever you want without committing to just one preference. I know for me too, it's been great to have some extra money to put aside into savings or investments after using EveryPlate because it is at such a lower cost. So you can get your first box for just $149 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code ROD149. Again, go to everyplate.com and enter code ROD149, ROD149, and you can get, like I said, that first box for just $149 per meal. Again, that is everyplate.com, enter code ROD149. That's up to $110 value. So start saving money. Put good things in your body, things that you feel good about, that taste good, and start using EveryPlate.
So you were in Italy in 2021.
I was in Italy in 2021, and then I quit my job and thought I could do it full time, and then realized I missed it. I missed my work besties, and so I found a good balance of this like new marketing job that's contractual, where
you can do both.
I can do both, and
amazing.
It's not like me making content doesn't affect my job. Where before that was like my job was super great. Like my last job. Whenever I talk about toxic workplace, that was not my last job. They were amazing. It was the place before that. But
hate them.
Burn
it down.
A luxury gym that I will not say the name of that everyone knows.
Burn it to the ground.
What?
Yeah, workplaces are hard. I was always like, I always worked in restaurants. That was always like what I did. Like I was always a server or like a barista. Like
I was a barista.
Were you?
I was a Starbucks partner.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I worked at a little local place in Salt Lake that I still love. I still go to.
Utah.
I do live in Utah. I live in Salt Lake, and I loved it. Like the other day I was like, I miss working in restaurants. Like there's something about the camaraderie of a workplace that I do miss. Like I love doing this and I'm so happy. It's my job. It's my dream, all of that. But I'm like, there's nothing quite like being in the trenches with like coworkers.
Right.
And just getting through it. And like when you're working in a restaurant, you're working doubles and you're there late, you're buffing silverware together. And you're like, this is the human experience.
The human experience.
You
guys all go out after. And yeah. And that's the people like, you don't have to be friends with your coworkers. And I totally agree. But it happens naturally because it's trauma response.
You are absolutely trauma bonded for sure.
Trauma bonded for life. which
yeah.
I think we are a little bit.
Yeah, we probably
We
are.
talked about our mutual religions.
Oh yeah,
like-
and also just all social media people. I feel like whenever I run into somebody, I'm like, you okay?
Yeah.
Are we doing okay?
It's like, oh, you're on the internet. Are you fine?
Yeah. Oh, you have more than 500 followers. Are you doing
Are
okay?
you? Yeah.
Like, is everything
You had
okay?
one viral TikTok. You're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. You're done. Yeah.
What's your favorite TikTok sound? Or like, what do you speak in TikTok?
I do speak in TikTok. My
Okay.
favorite TikTok right now. Oh, I know this is the opposite of what you asked me, but you know what TikTok audio I hate right now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Is Good Morning
Morning,
USA.
USA.
I can't even
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you. It fills me with
Yeah,
rage.
yeah.
It fills me with rage
Yeah.
every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time it comes up, I'm like, why do I get the worst feeling in my body when I hear
I've
this?
had those. I have that when I hear something from early pandemic.
Yeah.
Like Heat Waves by Glass Animals. They
Yes.
played at Lollapalooza, and I'm like,
I will say,
yeah.
my one today is capitalism really popped off today.
That
Have you heard that
no,
audio? Yes, you
I
have.
love it.
Are you
I
kidding
need
me?
it. I need that. Are you kidding?
Capitalism really popped off today, ladies.
You
You haven't heard this
No.
one? Oh my gosh! Now that we've
No,
said it, your
yeah.
TikTok's gonna feed.
I
them all
love the
to
one
you.
where it's like, I hate this country. And then it's
Yeah.
like, red, white, and blue, motherfucker. Yeah. I
Yeah.
bleed red. Yeah. Where
Yeah.
It's like, I hate being in America. Oh, it was when Mar-a-Lago got raided. I saw it. It was like,
Yes.
it's like, oh, I hate America.
Do you still quote Vines?
Oh, all the time.
What's your most
That's
quoted
why I
Vine?
started making TikToks, is because I love Vine.
Of course.
I never went to Uber Java. Whenever
I
someone
never-
says Uber, I'm like, oh, I never went to
I
Uber
never
Java.
went to Uvu Java.
Wait, what's your favorite Vine?
My favorite Vine. I do love Hurricane Tortilla.
Hurricane Tortilla.
Yeah, I do.
That
love,
kid made a TikTok the other day. Is like, he showed, like, he remade it. Yeah.
Is he all grown up now?
Oh, yeah.
I also do quote Welcome to Chili's, but did you know the Welcome to Chili's guy died?
No. I knew you were going to say that.
Is
Dude,
that?
What, did I recently?
Yeah, like in the last year.
Because Chili's did a whole campaign around that phrase. Their merch. I got merch from them because I love Chili's.
I do love Chili's.
'Cause it's
I feel
nostalgic.
God in this Chili's.
I feel God in this Chili's.
I knew
It's
that.
second drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a whole merch launch and it said, "Hi, welcome to Chili's."
Yeah, he
That's not funny.
passed. He passed. I don't know how, but
Mm.
rest in peace.
And, well, now
Now
his
he's getting
memory
all-
will live on of
and
him
he's getting
walking
all
into a mirror with boxers.
Yeah, I hope he gets all the Chili's that he wants. Yeah,
Oh.
I used to just like take an edible and watch Vine compilations
Oh,
like
great.
over and over and
Oh.
over again.
Speaking of the one with the girl getting water poured on her face.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, those ones. Yeah, I used to go so hard on those. That was when I found. Why do I feel like I found Average Fashion Blogger on Vine? Is that true?
She wasn't on Vine.
Was she
She
not?
started making content in 2016, so she wouldn't have been on Vine.
Vine.
No,
When did Vine die?
I think it's like 2014.
No way.
Let me look.
I'm trying to think of other Vines that I quote a lot.
Well, because it just
Almost dropped my
yeah.
croissant is always
Oh,
a classic.
Stop! I almost dropped my croissant. Let's see. Wait, where does it say? What years of Vine exist?
2016 does feel late though.
When was Vine? It doesn't say. October 2016.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well,
There you go.
color me shocked.
Color me shocked. So
Yeah.
Maybe she was.
Yeah. So when TikTok took over, I was happy with it because I needed that. I needed that shot of serotonin in my life.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought TikTok was gonna be that. And
Yeah.
So in October 2019, I got on and I'm like, this is fun, and I tried to make a TikTok because I'm like, oh, it's like Vine, right? And then I was like, this is not like Vine at all.
Have you deleted early TikToks? Like your earliest ones?
Yeah, I deleted early TikToks. Well, I deleted the whole app. I was like, I got overwhelmed. In
Yeah.
Classic millennial fashion because I'm aging on the internet. Right?
Yeah.
Millennial pause, all that.
We all do social
yeah.
media fasts.
Which I
It's
talked
so
about in here.
elegant.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes when I get overwhelmed with Instagram, I just delete the app.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
You're like, am I just so mindful?
And then
Like,
4 hours later, it's back on my phone somehow. But what we're saying? Oh, I deleted TikTok from October 2019 to March 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started. I made a TikTok, and then one went viral. I'm like, this is too much, and so I got off again.
Yeah.
And then I got back on in October 2020, and that's when I started.
And
I'm
here
like,
we
what
are.
would have happened if I kept going early on? But
Yeah, I
it's
know.
fine.
I'm actually kind of jealous of people who like I did not make the most of quarantine.
No.
I did not do anything productive.
Did you make any sourdough?
I made a lot of sourdough.
Same.
I was really proud of my sourdough starter, but like looking back, I'm like, I would embrace another. Okay, just I don't want this to happen.
no.
I'm not speaking it into existence.
Can we quarantine without the pandemic?
But if
Yeah.
it happened again,
Yeah.
I would make the most of it.
Right.
I would like do at home. Well, I shouldn't say that. I wouldn't do at home workouts, but I would like make a lot of content. I would write a lot. I would read a lot. Like
that was my least favorite part of quarantine was the at home workouts.
Yeah, I'm never.
And how everyone was doing them on Zoom, and it was just like I'm like, this is the least productive workout I've ever done. Or everyone was going in. I just, you have friends who are trainers or whatever. Yeah. The amount of at noon every day, the amount of Instagram lives of people. I'm like, which workout am I going to do today?
Or like, do a push up, pass a push up. It's
exactly.
like, I'm not going to do that on my stories. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's bad. But I wish I would have just embraced quarantine a little bit more.
Same. I think I am sometimes nostalgic for early quarantine.
Yeah.
It's just like the air was different.
Yeah.
Your mental health walks, like
life had a different zest.
It was quiet. Yeah.
It was quiet.
Washing groceries.
We were all united in fear. Like it was great.
Yeah, I remember like why is there was the National Guard was like rolling tanks into Chicago for some reason. It was like, what is this? Yeah. What is that?
Like they're
gonna have tanks in the city to make sure that we stay inside.
Yeah.
Do you remember 8:00 every night screaming for the
screaming for the what?
Oh,
for help?
For the health workers, frontline. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, everyone would open the window. Woo! They would at 8:00 every night.
Salt Lake City, I don't think the infrastructure is set up for that. I would just be yelling at like a wall, like a little alleyway.
No, there was that, and then the parade, the birthday parades.
Oh yeah.
My 30th was May 2020.
I'm so sorry.
I had a birthday parade for my
30th. But how
about
about this perk? My older brother was in law school, and he was gonna graduate. Well, he did graduate in May 2020. He didn't have to take the bar. He just had to work at a law firm for a year, and he got barred. I don't know what the word is. So he didn't ever have to take the bar. So like big
Kim Kardashian is quaking.
Yeah, no, she is jealous. Yeah, so that is like the greatest perk that I've heard from COVID.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
no bar.
So if you're listening to this, if you're looking for a lawyer, look for someone who was licensed before 2020.
Make sure they did take the bar. I know.
That was the biggest perk.
You didn't take the bar. You're not even a real lawyer.
We are getting scammed by lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, amazing.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
I need to hear what type of teenager you were. So like, let's say the year is, you're born in 93. So high school for you would be 2006, 7?
I graduated in 2011. So it was 2008 to 2011.
Okay.
Yes.
Freshman year of high school, you going back to school shopping.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Okay. So freshman year in Utah, I don't know if Chicago's like this, but it's still middle school. So you're a freshman in middle school. So
is Utah a different country?
It might be. Middle school is 7th, 8th, and 9th. High school is 10th, 11th, 12th. Isn't that crazy?
7th, and then elementary's up to 6th.
Up to 6th, yeah. So like when Lizzie McGuire goes to Italy and she's like leaving junior high to go to high school, like she wasn't going into 9th grade.
But really, it was just Hillary Duff in college.
Yeah, she looks like she's 25. But okay, so going into my 9th grade year, I was like big Zoomies gal.
Oh, so you're a skater?
No, I was not. But I shopped at Zoomies a lot. I would wear like American Apparel V-necks.
Of course, that was American Apparel.
Yes, like mech, or I mean, I still don't know how to say it, but like I almost said embezzled,
bedazzled,
embellished jeans, flare, and I'd wear my red lace-up Vans every single day. And I played volleyball, and I straightened the shit out of my hair, and I have been this height, size, like bra size, shoe size, everything since I was 13. So I was way taller than everybody. Yeah. But I was like really determined to like not acknowledge my size ever. Like I was like, I am so petite. And I was like, I was 5'11". Like every single guy was 5'6". All my best friends were 5'2". So in every photo, I'm just like, I always compare it to like Hagrid, like with all of the like, I love it now. But when I was in 9th grade, I did not embrace it. But as far as me as a teenager, I was a very obedient teenager. I was Mormon, so I didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't sneak out, didn't do anything like that. But I was also the youngest of 8 kids. Well, I still am currently the youngest of 8 kids. Yeah. And my mom's always like, I was tired. I didn't want to punish you. So I didn't have super strict parents, but I was home on time. I was never doing anything sketchy. I've never even toilet papered somebody's house. I've never like done anything that could have maybe been I was also very anxious. So I didn't want to be out late. I didn't want to go to midnight movies. I didn't want to do anything that felt sketchy.
So you didn't have the cool moms of high school, like like Amy Poehler and Mean Girls.
I did not.
That
No.
was a normal thing, like at my high school. So that makes
Really?
sense that in Utah or
Yeah.
we're Mormon.
Yeah, we were.
So-
I mean, my high school was probably 99% Mormon. So anybody who was drinking or smoking, like, it was a very big deal. Like, it was really. I mean, now that we're all older and we like laugh about it, and I run into people from high school and they're like, "Yeah, I was smoking weed the whole time," and I'm like, I would have never known. And if you would have told me that, like, I found out that my friend. So we were like juniors in high school. My best friend's boyfriend like had tasted alcohol, like not drank, like had tasted alcohol. We all cried for like hours. We were devastated. We were like, how could he do this? And like, it's just such a, I can't believe he'd get on this path.
Yeah.
And like, so I was kind of judgy.
Yeah,
I will say.
I was as well.
Yeah.
Growing up religious will do that too.
Yeah. That's my greatest regret from high school, is that I didn't open myself up more to people.
I've been waiting to talk to you about this.
Okay.
What are your opinions on the Mormon mom TikTok?
Oh my gosh. So I have to tread very lightly because I feel
can
no.
cover
Oh
it
no.
too. No.
I'm great to talk about them. So the thing is that swinging. You mean the swingers, right?
Yeah, soft swingers.
The soft swingers. It's not that uncommon. Like, I've heard of this before.
Interesting.
I've heard of, I've done it a few times. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I've never
so
done it.
how it works is
No, but I've always heard like kind of whisperings of this, like people doing it.
well,
in
swingers
certain
are normal in general.
Yeah,
the real world.
and
It
in
happens.
Utah, it's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like getting married young, and then you kind of step away from the church and you want to stay married, but you also want to experiment. So like people have these agreements. I don't know.
And
I've tried to
purity culture
dissect
is
this.
wild too, where like you don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
But then like people realize, oh, we're not compatible in
Yeah,
the bedroom.
you're like, wait,
Yeah,
we maybe
wait.
should have tried that out.
we
like before.
we both like running, but we
Yeah.
do not like sex
we
with each
really
other.
like. We have the same favorite movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just can't build a life on
yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah. So my opinion is, well, I think, okay. So Taylor Frankie Paul, who is
Yes.
like the kind of queen
She's
bee
the
of all
young,
this.
long-haired,
Long
mom.
hair. She's
Yeah.
taken all of the shit from it. She's the one who did the live. She is like my unbothered queen, because she's just,
She's
well, first of all,
everyone under the bus. Yeah.
she's throwing everyone under the bus. She's just like, she's the only one who's fully owning it.
Yeah.
And I live for it.
So for those millennials listening, basically what happened was there was this group of Mormon moms on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok that are gorgeous, like and they're young moms.
Like 22,
And-
23.
Yeah, and they look like it makes sense that so many influencers are Mormon, because now looking at like these all like look like
Yeah, it's kind of,
influencers,
I've gone over this, or like I've been trying to figure out the formula in my head
Yeah.
of how this happened.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they all like hung out with each other, they're friends, and then it came out that they have like parties, and then they were soft swinging, which people are still trying to figure out what that means.
Yeah,
So,
which soft
yeah,
swinging would be like everything but
full on,
full,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the way.
All the way. Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
how can
which
we make
is-
it sound?
Which is really common. I think that part is actually really funny because, I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, just growing up religious, but that is like very common in like Mormonism, is like doing everything but sex before you're married. You have to go to the bishop and repent, and there's this whole thing.
Oh
but
no, yeah, you had asked for forgiveness.
Yes.
If you like touched a boob.
yes,
Yeah.
but the punishment for sex was like way worse. So people were always
Oh,
just
there's
going
different
right
levels
up
of
to,
punishment.
yeah, different levels of like repentance. And anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we'll deep dive it one day. But so when they were soft swinging, I was like, that's so funny, because that's like what everybody did when they were dating. It was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we've done everything but sex. Like people who would date for years and years and years. It's like, yeah, we've done everything but.
Wow.
And so it's funny that they brought that over, and they still all are like, yeah, we're active believing Mormons. That's the part that surprised me, is that I'm like, wow, they're still in it. They're still doing it. Cause I mean, a lot of people are leaving. There's a lot of faith deconstruction going on, and they're like, no, we still are doing it. And yeah.
Well, and it's kind of crazy if you think about it, with the whole like deconstruction movement. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's like people, it's like and I know even for me, it's like I'm finding my inner child again, because it's like I'm like a new human, it's like almost
absolutely.
like rebirthed into this world.
Yeah, faith deconstruction is something that like it's funny, somebody used to say this about, anyway, this is like kind of a church saying, a Mormonism saying, but I feel it about deconstruction. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy,
No.
but I also hope that everybody gets to experience it.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's such a backwards thing, because it's super painful. I've had a really
Yeah.
painful experience deconstructing faith,
Same.
and then also like a ton of really, really beautiful times and a lot of self-discovery, and I would say I'm still very much in the thick of it.
Like, I think this is quickly turning into just in my past couple episodes, a deconstructing podcast, but even just like things I lied about growing up about myself, but even lied about, it's like, even with the women's rights, all the, the Congress, bill recently, growing up, you were just told, no, that's a sin to do that. No, you're killing someone, but now it's like
with like
no,
Roe v. Wade stuff. Yeah.
But I realized, no, I've always agreed that a woman should have the choice to choose what happens to her body,
Yeah, it's weird to see which parts of yourself are like really you. And it's like, it's dude, it's late 20s, early 30s. I've said this like in my last 4 episodes, but I'm like, something happens where you start like peeling away layers of yourself and being like, okay, what do I actually believe? Like, I have a friend who's like, I literally had to write down and like have little strips of paper and be like, okay, I do believe this one. I don't believe this one. I do believe this. And like actually physically deconstruct beliefs.
Well, because on the other side too, I'm told it's like, oh yeah, like faith is bogus, like whatever. I'm like, but what if I still want to have a faith, but I want to find it for myself?
Yeah.
And I have no hate. Like, I think faith is important just because it gives you comfort.
Definitely.
And so whatever faith looks like to you, like if you told me like I'm still full Mormon and I don't know what you are, but you're Mormon all the way. But I'd be like, great, amazing. Yeah. And I'm happy that that's who you are. Like, I'm never gonna hate on someone for their faith.
Totally. And what's interesting is that so I'm not a practicing Mormon, but I still do things in like a very Mormon way. Like I still like when I like meditate or pray or something, there's a very specific like phrasing and cadence that's very Mormon. Right. And I'm like, and I still do it. Even if I don't agree with it or believe in certain things, I'm like, it still snaps me into like a really peaceful place. So I'm like, I'll take that one along. I'll leave that one behind. I'll take this that. But that's what therapy's for, is that I'm like, just like unloading on my therapist. And I'm like, okay, like, can you help me? She's like, okay, well, what do you actually think? And I'm like, well, I do feel good when I do this. And I don't want to just say, well, I don't believe it, so I'm just going to throw it all away. Because especially with Mormonism, I'm like, it is who I am. It's my family. It's my family history. It's every tradition. It was my first spiritual language. And so it introduced me to spirituality and to God and all of those things. So I still use it like all the time, even if it's not part of my life.
Great. Yeah, it gives you a foundation of values too. Yeah, some good, some bad. It's like Christianity. It's like how so many things are wrong with it. And telling people that
I'm like,
can't
yes,
be who they, yep, yes.
Like Christianity, no, just kidding.
Yeah, but no, I mean, but then there are people who I've met who are Christian who have found ways to accept. And
totally. Well, and like my parents, like I have so many people in my life that I totally love, trust, respect, need, like think are just bright and brilliant and all of these things and totally different beliefs. And I'm like, it's just.
And I think religion, well, like, cause there's people who, especially now where like politically not everyone's going to agree and they're just not, and you can't, like, there are so many people, you're not going to change everyone's mind. And I think religion kind of has given me the lens to know how they think. So I can still love them. Yes. Where a lot of people, like, don't, like, immediately if they don't agree with you, they're out the door.
You're like, but I've been there, so I get it.
Yeah, and like I understand. That's something, like, I'm not mad at my parents for how I was raised.
Definitely.
And they did give me a safe childhood, and they did, and I didn't party in high school, and I didn't put myself in situations where I would be, compromising my values. But I'm learning myself now what I want to believe.
And it's for me, it's just kind of peeling away the shame from it, because it's like it runs so deep. That's my main thing with really any organized anything. I don't even just mean religion. I just think when you're part of a system, shame sneaks in when you decide to do something different. And so it's like not feeling shame about it, feeling proud. Like, I've just tried to, every time I start to feel shame, I just try to say, like, no, this is brave. This is brave. This is to step outside of something, to figure it out for yourself. It's just, we're going to go with brave. We're going to use that word.
That's a good way to conquer imposter syndrome as well.
Yeah.
I love that advice.
You know what somebody told me about imposter syndrome? This is one of my friends who, she runs this incredible company, and she's, super successful and runs all these events and everything. And I've asked her before, what do you do with imposter syndrome? And she said, I've just realized that when I have imposter syndrome, I'm just thinking about myself too much, and I need to reach out to somebody and tell them how amazing they are. So she's like, if I leave an event and I'm like feeling anxious about it and I'm like, oh, they thought I was weird, they thought I was dumb, they, you know, these things that we all do. She's like, I'm thinking too much about myself. She's like, I'm going to text whoever I ran into at the party and just genuinely let them know what I loved about them and all those things. And I've been doing that. Like if I hang out with a group of people and I leave and I feel weird, I'm like, I need to text those people and tell them how much I love them and how happy I was that I ran into them. And it is like an instant antidote. I almost said antidote for it. So whenever I'm thinking I don't belong somewhere, I'm like, time to make somebody else feel good, because they're probably thinking the exact same thing. They're probably leaving the event and probably like, oh, I was dumb and weird. Like, have you ever gotten a text after an event and just been and that says like, I'm so happy I saw you, I love talking to you?
Yeah.
How good does it make you feel?
It does.
So I'm like, I will always do that for people.
Because I'll always leave an event thinking, wow, I was the most annoying person in the
yeah. But first of all, you never were. I can personally guarantee anybody who leaves an event.
Well,
and it's like,
well,
you know, every now and then we all have off nights. But
don't look on Reddit.
Yeah.
They'll tell you.
But yeah, texting somebody. And so I'm like, I'm just going to be that person. And it has helped my imposter syndrome. That is that's my most solid advice for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick game.
Yes.
And then so I'm gonna ask you. Oh, yeah, close your eyes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I need to
but
focus.
You automatically did.
I was praying. I was praying to make sure I do okay.
Oh, I was gonna say this too. Do you know how like conditioned I am in religion? Sometimes I'll be at like I was at Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And I just instinctively like raised my hands because that's what you do to me. Like in church, you like worship. I'm like, no, like not here. Just Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
Like, which also worship Dua Lipa. But
oh yeah, she is my new. She's my new belief system. Okay, rapid fire me.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be kind of a combination of what first comes to your mind.
Okay.
But also like what you consider like that to be synonymous.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
I do need to close my eyes.
Yeah. Okay. After school snack.
Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos. Have you been eating them recently since they?
I have been, and last night I'm not proud of it, but I literally just got 2 graham crackers and put like canned frosting over it with sprinkles and just made a huge Dunkaroo sandwich.
Big old Dunkaroo.
Oh, so good.
Dude, there's this guy on TikTok that I follow who makes ice cream out of everything, and he made ice cream out of Dunkaroos, and they're so good.
Oh, is he Smash It?
The Smash It.
Yeah.
I love
They they sometimes gross me out.
Yeah,
but
he did a Cool Ranch one.
Oh,
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah, soggy food. I sometimes Like if I see like a piece of bread and like in the sink
in the water. Oh, ice work dishes
or like a pancake.
Okay, you set a piece of bread in the sink. My first ever job was dishes at Panera Bread. So bread in the sink. And broccoli cheddar soup. Okay. Next one. Disney Channel show.
Lizzie McGuire.
Nickelodeon show.
I
know.
Oh, I used to watch a lot of The Cosby Show.
Oh,
on Nick at Night.
Wait, how could you know?
I couldn't know.
Nick at Night.
I didn't know,
I miss Nick
but
at
I watched
Night.
a lot of Nick at Night. But
and now, isn't it weird that Friends is on Nick at Night?
Oh,
do you know what's on Nick at Night now? Is like George Lopez, King of Queens. I'm like, no, those aren't. To me, those were last year.
Yeah. I didn't watch a lot. I was like a Cartoon Network Disney kid, but I loved Nick at Night.
Because that's my next question.
And I did love Amanda Bynes.
Cartoon Network.
I would say I love Johnny Bravo and Powerpuff Girls.
The dance that Johnny Bravo did.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls needs a live action yesterday.
Does.
I have it casted in my mind, ready to go.
Is it the girls from Riverdale?
It's the girls from Riverdale. I didn't even watch that show.
Knew it. Yeah.
I didn't watch that show.
I know, but they're all three of them.
And then John Hamm would be the professor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything with John Hamm.
And then Danny DeVito would be Mojo Jojo. Yeah.
Okay, we'll reach out. We'll reach out to people.
And then JVN would be the red guy.
The red guy? Who's the red guy?
You know, the devil-looking guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it was non-binary.
Was Jimmy Neutron on Nickelodeon?
That was Nickelodeon.
Okay. I should have said Jimmy Neutron because I do like Jimmy Neutron.
Okay. Next one. Book. Series or book.
My favorite book.
Like, what books did you read growing up?
My favorite book growing up was this book called Ida B, and it was about this girl who just like her mom had cancer and she was just like this little girl who went on adventures and like it was really cute. And I've always loved the name Ida B. But I got into Harry Potter later in life, and now I just read self-help books.
Yeah, great. What house are you?
I am a Ravenclaw.
Oh, good.
Last time I checked, I was a Ravenclaw. I should probably revisit that now that I've grown up a little bit.
You've taken the official test, right?
Yeah, I took it, but I was probably like 22 when I took it.
Do you know what your Patronus is?
I think I got a dolphin.
Really?
Yeah.
I got some little bird.
That's way better than a dolphin.
I like a dolphin more. I'm a Slytherin.
That's okay.
And it's not bad. I heard it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's just, but
my brother, the non-lawyer, is a Slytherin, and he's one of my favorite people ever.
There you go.
So
and he just scammed the system.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one was mall food court.
pretzels.
Pretzels.
Oh, I'm a
Yeah.
slut
Auntie
for a
Anne's?
mall pretzel.
Did you have Auntie Anne's in Utah? or
We
was
do
it
have
Wetzel's?
Auntie Anne's
Okay.
and a Wetzel's pretzels, and I feel like we have another one. Can't remember,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
I mess around with
Okay.
mall pretzels.
Okay. And then my last question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Okay.
Fast food restaurant.
Don't tell anybody, but I do.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not.
That was Krista Allen's. I think that's fine.
Okay,
Krista
I'm not
Allen's related.
homophobic. I'm not.
No.
Have you watched The Good Place?
I didn't. Yeah, but I didn't watch all the seasons.
So Kristen Bell has this line where she's like, "It's so confusing because there's these chicken sandwiches, and if you eat them, it means you're homophobic, but they're
Yeah,
so
but they're so
good,
good.
and it's so backwards." I do love Chick-fil-A. I also do love In-N-Out.
Oh, do you like In-N-Out?
I do.
I don't like In-N-Out, but I've only had it once. Maybe I need to have it again.
Because you know what everybody says? Everybody says, well, their fries are only good fresh. And I say, so is everybody's. Nobody has a good stale fry.
But my fries were stale when I went there, so it sounds like they
Okay, well,
always have
ask for them
stale.
without salt, and they'll fry you fresh ones. And then you can put salt on yourself.
At In-N-Out, they'll do
At
that?
In-N-Out, yep.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Bad Broadcasts.
Yes, the Bad Broadcast on Instagram.
Okay.
Just Bad Broad on TikTok. And new episodes every Monday.
Yay.
My TikTok does not.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm publicizing my TikTok. I'm trying to do better at it, but it's
here to help.
it's subpar.
Fellow millennial here to help.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
For helping me process my religious trauma.
Anytime.
And, if you're watching, like, subscribe, comment below your own religious trauma.
Yes. Tell us what traumatized you the most.
And your favorite fast food restaurant. And if you're listening, thank you so much, Rod Squad. Love you all. Have a great rest of your week.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.